Hey. Welcome to Jason is a Social Scientist. By Mouth Daily. Pill number 1012. Hey, yes, so we'll call this the bathroom edition. Or in the I tried to go to the fitness center to see if I could film from there, but there were these loud fans and music playing in the background, and music especially was just a no-go. That would get the show an insta-ban. Bo, what up? The ceiling is up. How are you? Hey, Laura Arnold, I am in Duluth, Minnesota, in a bathroom at the Holiday Inn Express. Hey, Tasha Black, hello. Cher Williamson is here. I am on vacation with the fam. This is the last night. We'll be heading home tomorrow. A supporter in the house. Hey, Cher. Thank you for your support. Elaine Catherine Finnegan. Hey. You have a badge. It just says follower. That's interesting. All these new badges lately. Tasha Black, top fan. Hi, Laura. Long time no see. I'm not Laura. This is Laura Arnold, yes. Chad Newey. Hello. Yeah, we're having a pretty good time. We're going to Mall of America tomorrow, so I'm kind of happy about that. Never been there before. Hey, Jenna. Bathroom Jason is a good nickname. Michelle, hello. Amanda Louise. Thank you for your support, Amanda. Are you a new supporter? I don't remember seeing your name as being a supporter before. Thank you. I don't know what a milestone follower is. I saw that for the first time last night. I also saw anniversary one. Hey, Karen. I'm doing fairly well. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. My hair is a little frizzy. Schultz Carla has a top fan +1. I wonder what that is. Hi. All these badges. So, rolly chair in the bathroom. Yeah. I tried sitting in the toilet, but I couldn't. I wanted to be on the right side of the screen because otherwise my face is always covered up by the comments, and I feel like this is a good shot here. Bo likes the beard. Thank you very much. It's kind of a boring day for me. I napped in the car while Laura rock hunted. We're at Lake Superior. It's pretty down there, but I just wanted to nap. The toilet would have been fine if I could have just positioned in the right part of the room. Thank you, Amanda Louise. Thank you so much. The chicken's at home, on top of the cupboards where it belongs. So, I'm in a pretty good mood right now. Just smoked a bowl and got a blowjob, so that was good. What else? So the trip started off last Saturday. We were driving to Ely, Minnesota is where we headed out, and the first thing of note that really happened, this drunk driver, this biker, it's going slow and going fast. At first I didn't know he was drunk. He was going 75, something like that, and but when I tried to pass him, he sped up to 80, and he was he wouldn't let me pass him. Finally, I just I sped up, but then so I was ahead of him for a while, and then all of a sudden he comes roaring past me, and then he's slowing down, and he would just gone 75 the whole time. I wouldn't pass him at all, but he kept slowing down, and then he was getting down to 60 miles an hour, and then he was almost hitting his truck. Anyway, somehow he was going so slow I had to go around him again, and then I got off at the exit, and he got off at the same exit. It was sort of intimidating, right? He pulls up, and at the gas station next to us, and he's like, "You guys are going fast there." And I was like, "I didn't know you had kids though." I think that kind of, softened him up. I think he was fucking with us until we realized we had kids, and then, so like we were going to the bathroom, getting stuff, and I was hoping he'd take off before we did, but then ended up of course the same time we were leaving, because he took forever to pump his gas and shit, and the same time we were leaving, he would start to get ready to leave himself, and he didn't know where the fuck he was going. I didn't know either. I don't know, the Twin Cities are, I forget, St. Paul and Minneapolis, I think, and he wanted to know if they were the same place, and I'm like, I don't know. So anyway, then he started, he asked me where I was from, and I told him we were from Wisconsin, and I asked him where he was from, and he said, I started off in Ohio, and he's like, I got drunk in Fort Wayne, and he's been driving 12 hours straight, and it could, I don't, and then there was this, so anyway, I was like, and he's like, oh, do you mind if I follow you? It's like, no, I don't want to go the next 120 miles with you, with this drunk biker behind me. And so there was this, so he started taking off, and there was this state trooper right at the gas station. And the state trooper was about to leave, and I was like, and the state trooper stopped, and I'm explained the situation to him. And the biker, I don't know, I think he was either suspicious or he was waiting for us, but he came back around as we were talking to, we waited for a little while for him to get out of sight, and then before I waved down the trooper, and then he swung back around and parked into the cop said, don't stick around to find out what happens, and so yeah, he pulled back into the gas station, and we took off. Dang it right to heck. Daniel's here. Hey, Daniel Clark. How are you, sir? Hey, Sam Mantani, CC Rodriguez. So I have a question. You guys, any of you know the answer to this? So if he, I feel like he's still, even if since he came back and got off his bike before the police pulled him over, he could still be charged with the DWI, right? If the cop sees you driving, and just because you stop driving before they pull you over, it's not like a get out of jail free card, is it? Daniel's having a hard time. I'm sorry, sir. We should give you a big hug. Melissa Cutter Davidson. Karen Michelle. Dang it, the heck. Karen wants the premise. I don't know. I think we'll just chat for a little bit longer. Yeah, everybody says yes. You think, he could still get charged. Yeah, I figured. But if he got off his bike though, does that count? I felt bad, but then as I was driving for the next 4 hours, I stopped feeling bad because I just couldn't deal with him. He almost got in an accident with a truck. Maybe next weekend, Daniel. Maybe next weekend. Yeah, it's true. I know, Karen, but it still feels kind of shitty to give somebody a really shitty day. So that was the first thing of note that happened on the vacation. And then we got to Ely, Minnesota. Nicole R. Jenkins stalker session. What's a stalker session? Thank you. It's a pretty nice bathroom. It's huge. It's like a mobility bathroom for a wheelchair. Elaine Catherine Finnegan. Yeah. Including our own, like, could have got us in an accident. I was really, like, when he almost hit that truck, I was like, I tried to stay really far back, like, because I didn't want to, like, get in, like, multi-car pileup. Hey, Jenna Ann. What a dummy, too. Like, why did he tell me that? Why did he tell me he got drunk and, like, not that it wasn't obvious? He probably would have made it, honestly. Most drunk drivers make it. I am in Duluth, Minnesota, Daniel. Tomorrow we're going to go to the Mall of America, and then we're on our way home after that. So, I'll probably roll into town sometime early Monday morning. Oh, welcome back, Karen. Yeah, I mean, it's just, drunk driving is bad, don't get me wrong, like, and it's really dangerous and it's irresponsible. But then again, like, most people, it's fine. Most people, there's lots of drunk drivers, and it's a small percentage of them that actually get in an accident. Before, I don't know, that's of little comfort to, if, I don't know, whatever. This might be my first time at the Mall of America as well. It was a 7-hour drive from Ely, Minnesota. It was like almost exactly a 7-hour drive from my house to Ely. So Ely is the boundary waters between, is situated right at the boundary waters between Minnesota and Canada. I don't know if the boundary waters extend beyond Minnesota's border too, but it just, like, I don't know if, I forget how many lakes, hundreds, thousands of lakes, lots of lakes, and the first couple days, we went, they have their National Wolf Center or something like that, and the North American Bear Center, two different parks where you can go look at wolves and bears. We did that. What else did we do? The boys went fishing with their mom, and then we took a canoe tour in some of the lakes that make up the boundary waters, and to do 3 portages. The guy carried our canoe for us, showed us where to go. We saw pictograph from a Native American pictograph, and we saw a bog with a bunch of carnivorous plants like sundew and pitcher plants. All right. Hey, Ada, supporter in the house. Thank you for your support. Good night. They do have a giant. Oh, I'm so sorry about your dad, Karen. Raylene, hello. Bruce Edward Lusty, I know you've been having a hard time lately too. I hope you're doing okay. Amanda Louise's dad helped build the Mall of America. Daniel says, your boys are just so adorable like their daddy. Thank you. Hey, Cabino. Jessup says the national plant here in Newfoundland is the pitcher plant. Nice. My parents, my boys really love pitcher plants or carnivorous plants. A few years ago, we were growing a bunch. We had Venus flytraps, sundew, pitcher plants, and some of them we even got to come back the next season. We went and saw the pictograph in the bogs. We like portages, the canoe trip. We went to Lake Superior today. Hey Dustin, how are you, sir? My Discordian friend, Rachel Rio, hello. Maybe if you come next weekend, Daniel, I'll give you a great big hug. Dustin grows carnivorous plants too. Nice. All right, Karen, for your fiance, we can do it. All right. So, I think I did get some sun for sure on the canoe trip. I did. So your fiance might be wondering what the show is about. People often wonder what the show is about. The premise is deceptively simple. I take my HIV medication live on the Book of Face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers. I do so in order to embrace stigma, dispel ignorance, and find support. Hey, William. After 1,012 pills, 1,012 shows, a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. The bells, bows, and other people, the people that come back night after night and give me their most valuable resource, their time. To me, that's the most significant thing that's risen up and around and about the show. The community. Therein lies the support that I was looking for. But a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. Ding dong bell, boy do she, Nell, hell. I mean, heck, this show has it all. I like to say that it is Cloud Atlas and that it incorporates at least 600 years of entertainment, with Edward R. Murrow's radio broadcasts on record and cylinders played on a 19th century Edison home phonograph, along with the nursery rhyme book from my childhood containing woodcut illustrations from the 15th century. Hey, Nikita. It is, in a sense, also The Matrix. In a previous iteration of the show, I created something I call the Rainbow Tunnel, in which I harnessed the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, funneling them through a series of warp nacelles, creating a static warp bubble and a subsequent singularity, punching a hole through the fourth wall, across the multiverse, and into the source. It's nice to see you too, Nikita. The show now takes place in an echo chamber created by me that serves as a way station between our reality and the source. I don't expect lay people to fully understand, as this is advanced social science. Yes, the show's also like an old-timey variety show. Thanks, William. Old-time variety show, Carol Burnett style, mixed with a merry melody of Looney Tunes and a measure of Mork and Mindy, a dash of Mr. Ed, and two doses of Alice in Wonderland, a helping of Hee Haw, heaps of Benny Hill, a hint of the Highlander, tons of the Twilight Zone, a tincture of Teen Wolf, an ounce of Oz, a cup of Creep Show and Cast Away, a quart of Quantum Leap, and a gallon of Gilligan's Island. It's a 4-hour show and a 4-hour tour. Piles of Pee-wee's Playhouse, a pinch of Peter Pan, a pound of Popeye, I am what I am, a whole block of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and a ration of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm just a sweet transvestite from Tratton. Sexual Transylvania. Come up to the lab. See what's on the slab. I can see you shiver with anticipation. Touch me. I want to be dirty. Thrill me. Chill me full. Fill me, creature of the night, an undone Benjamin Button, a corny ear of Dumbo, a college drive-by spy, a couple raw strokes of Bob Ross, a spoon full of Mary Poppins, and the full Monty Python I brought some actual flour. It's terrible, man, Danny. The full Monty Python, finally lumping Rick and Morty with a liter of I Love Lucy in the sky with diamonds and wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. You've got the show. Everything is out of place and out of time here, including and especially me. April will always be pregnant. Harambe will always be ready for her high fives. The first and the second coming will always be risen with the Obamas getting blowjobs from the Woodies. The Supermen and their boners will always be spinsters and seamstresses working the sweatshop. The twin towers will always stand with Lady Liberty. You will have their MTV. Pigs will fly. Disco and dance will reign, like men did in the days of old. I write nightly the future history of anachronism for your future children and your elderly grandparents. May they enjoy it now and time immemorial. If I'd have people take only one thing away from this show, it would be the knowledge that HIV is preventable. If you're HIV negative, there's a once-a-day pill you can take. They call it PrEP, or pre-exposure prophylaxis. The pill is Truvada, and if you're HIV negative, you take it once a day, and it works like a highly effective chemical condom. It prevents HIV. But if you're already HIV positive like me, treatment is prevention. By taking my medication every day and maintaining an undetectable viral load, it makes it so I'm not contagious. U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmissible. You could fuck me bareback all day long, and all night long, and all day the next day, and you never catch HIV from me. It's a brave new world. The future is now, and it's 1969. Free love. Woo. Everybody give lots of love to Daniel. He's a really good friend of mine. We love you, Daniel. Sleep well. Get some rest and sleep well. Like a stallion, Laura. Like a stallion. It's Charlie Kelly. It's so nice to see you. Angel always wants kisses. Thanks, everybody. We all love you, Daniel. Joseph Monty Frost, Karen Rochelle. We all love you. I think Cher said goodnight to you, too. Such a good crew here. James McCready says, "Do you have to pay for your medication?" No. It's I'm insured under my wife, like through her employer, and then there's a copay of like $500 or some shit, but Gilead, the manufacturer of the medication, picks up the copay, so they cover the full cost of the copay. I've been saying it all this. I've been for like almost 1,000 days. I was saying it wrong, Tasha. It's really embarrassing. I don't like to talk about it. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. 1,000 nights of saying it wrong. No one corrected me. No one. I was watching Deirdre Speaks. She also has HIV, and she was inspired by the show, and she's been taking her pill live for over a month now, every day, and which is cool. And I was listening to her show, and she said pre-exposure prophylaxis, and I looked it up. I swear I read in the past, I couldn't find any evidence of this to be the case, but I swear I read it was protocol. I always thought it was like, I don't know, because it was medication. I know, like I thought, I don't know what I thought. I thought protocol was like this is the, because the protocol could be used in the term in medicine too. It's like, It's like a certain treatment that you prescribe. Anyway, it's a whatever. I don't know. Anyway. No, I know. But someone must have known, Mama G. Over 1,000 days, somebody must have known. Thank you, Tasha Black. I was just kidding when I said I don't like to talk about it. It really is embarrassing. And I was like, when I looked it up, I was like, don't, come on. That's good, Jeff COPD, might be expensive. Is that some fancy medication? Oh, maybe she just didn't see you, Jessica. I try not to take it personally. You never know if people actually see the comments here. Hey, Tyler. I can't give him a proper shout out. These shout outs seem woefully inadequate. Well, thank you, William Alice. He says, I saw the commercial and just like the way you told it better. Thank you. You're welcome, Sam Mantani. I still can't get over that. That's worse than April. I was like, I thought the giraffe was named Alice. So for like some, I don't know, hundreds of pills, I was calling the giraffe Alice. Alice will always be pregnant. And finally somebody corrected me on that one. I still didn't change it because the day somebody corrected me, like a bunch of the people who were watching said, no, I shouldn't change it. I should keep it the way it is. And I went along with that for a while, but then I thought, I changed my mind. I'm like, no, I want to do it right, because this doesn't make any sense. And people assume I'm talking about Alice in Wonderland, which is just creepy and weird. It's not that I didn't see the double entendre before, but I could, if anybody called me out on it, I'd be like, you got a dirty mind. I'm just talking about Alice the giraffe. But then, but once I realized I was wrong, I couldn't, it's a really convoluted story to try to tell them who the giraffe is and why it's, and whatever. Elaine keeps drifting off. Good night, Rachel Rio. So then I finally decided I want to change that, because it just sounded too creepy to me at that point. But the whole foundation of the show is about teaching about HIV, and I get that wrong too. Dang it. I love you too, Rachel. Sleep well. Now, Alice in Wonderland is referenced in another part of the show. Like 2 doses of Alice in Wonderland. The other is supposed to be April the giraffe. Now I changed it to April, just so there's like less confusion. But I don't know. I should just Google things instead of just assuming I know. Oh well. Hello, Lorraine. Thank you, Kelly Lively. I thought about sitting on it for the show, but it wouldn't have worked because, I could have done it, but then like my face is here and the comments are over me. I just like the show is framed better when I'm sitting in the. Anyway. I know, I still like the the facts were all the same. Like, I think people could utilize the information. But it just makes me look like a dope. Tommy Thornhill, hello. Cher, hello. I just looked silly. Oh, I'm doing alright, Kelly. How are you? Elaine's been up most of the night. I could probably keep waking her up. Oh, I like to chillax. Just in general, I seem chill, especially tonight. Welcome back, Lorraine. It's nice to see you. James McCready says, please forgive my ignorance. Where did HIV come about? I was just reading an article about this. You can scroll down on the page for a little while, like maybe a week or two ago. I was reading about it, and it doesn't say this in the article, but I read in other places that HIV is in a group of family viruses called like lentiviruses, and they've been evolving alongside mammals for at least 100 million years or something like that. So, like HIV type viruses have been with mammals for a long time, but there's a simian, like monkey type version of the virus, simian SIV rather than HIV, and that I don't know. They were saying, this article I was reading said like probably 150,000 years ago or something like that, Homo sapiens developed a resistance, like all the other primates are susceptible to this SIV, but Homo sapiens developed a resistance to it, and it was a type of resistance that lasted for a long time. Like the virus had a really hard time overcoming this mutation that made Homo sapiens immune to it, and and they said also that probably gave them a leg up over other other primates around that time, because they didn't, can be a pretty devastating virus, as we've learned, and the early human population didn't have to battle against the simian to the HIV or the SIV. Anyway, so I forget exactly how they calculated it, or where I don't know how they know this exactly, but this article explains how they know about it. I just forget, but they're able to. Their best estimate now is that the virus, hopped from primates, probably somebody, dealing with bush meat, like animals, like had a cut on their skin and butchering a monkey to eat it, right? So probably that happened a lot, and the SIV finally found a way to hop onto humans. This happened roughly in the early 19th century or late 19th century, like 1880s to early 1900s. And I forget, I think they know roughly time frame and where it came from, but I don't know. So that's my best, that's my best guess. Not a guess, but that's my best remembrance of where and when HIV came from. But it definitely existed before the 1980s. Yeah. It's cool how the friendships, there's a lot of this really is a loving community, and it's cool that people make friends here and interact with each other outside of the show. I think it's cool. You're welcome, James. JD Speed is here. See lots of heart bubbles from JD. I don't know, did that make sense? Were you able to follow what I was saying? No. Felt like I was stammering. It wasn't coming out very well. You're probably right about that, Amanda Louise. Like, they're definitely making progress. Thank you, Bo. This show has brought a lot of really cool people together. I'm a lucky dude to know all of you. Mosquito bites. What else? I'm gonna see if there's a root beer in the car. I don't think there's a cure to cancer. I don't think there will be a single cure to cancer. Not likely, at least, because cancer is like so many different things. Let me see if there's a root beer here. This is a pretty good root beer. We stopped at in Ely, Minnesota. They have the Dorothy Moulter Museum. Yeah, she was the last non-native resident, permanent resident of the Boundary Waters of Minnesota. Before they said you couldn't keep living there anymore. And she used to make root beer out of river water. That sounds nasty, right? But she was famous for making root beer and giving it to the snowmobilers that would come through. But this isn't made out of river water, though. Yeah, we're gonna be home tomorrow. Not a bad bunch at all. I could give you a sip. There we go. Open up. I squeezed a little bit out earlier. It's not made out of river water. It's regular water now. I guess if you scroll down the page, there's an article, and they just give an estimate. I don't know, and I think it's based on the rate of change in the mutation of the virus. Like, the virus can mutates at a specific rate of speed, right? And by looking at earlier samples of the virus, you can see how much it's changed, and then you can predict how long it's been changing. I think that's how it works. They don't make it anymore, but Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factories, you never heard of that? Everybody's got the munchies tonight, I guess, huh? Or just you, JD? That's like Kentucky. They have a soda called L81, Alatate. I don't know what the heck is that. It's like Sprite kinda. I think buys its fire. This the Cheese Factory restaurant, not the Cheesecake Factory restaurant. The Cheese Factory is like a one-off place. It's not a chain, and but it's got like a '50s theme to it, and they have a soda jerk, and they have like old-fashioned sodas like the Green River Phosphate, and Crunch Berries. It's pretty good. Tasha gets hungry every time she watches my show. Elaine's having breakfast. Nice. I am on vacation, Kelly. Right now I'm in Duluth, Minnesota. LA81. Interesting. L8 is the shit. Life cereal. I like, lately I've been really enjoying Wheaties. Captain Crunch is good, or Crunch Berries are good. Cereal in the UK is boring, really? You don't have all these fancy sugared cereals? I order along with Grippos. Grippo, what the heck, Grippos? You guys are speaking another language here. Tasha says I usually dance and cook, but there's no music on the show, so I just dance to the music in my head. Nice. I know I missed the song. I missed the keyboard for sure. What was it? I could have given Travis a proper shout out. I think it was Travis. Karen's fiance. John likes Captain. William used to I've traveled a fair bit. I've done my fair share of traveling. Quisp? No, I don't know that, John. That's funny, Tasha. Tasha was dancing last night, making eggs during the show. I spilled half my plate. The dog was happy. Bet you weren't, though. Grippos are the best damn chips ever made. It's a good story, though. At least you get to tell a good story about it. That sucks. I hate. Sounds messy. Somebody, does it share? She likes Lucky Charms. Cher gets imported Lucky Charms. Oh my goodness. You're confined to the US now? Uh-oh. Oh, that's not fair. Oh, I'm sorry, William. That does suck. That is a really shitty label to carry around. You know, like there is no such thing as like paying your debt to society. Like it's like there's always this like I don't know, like it haunts you. It sucks. It's not fair. It's not right. I like Frosted Mini Wheats too. Cornflakes are good. I like all those cereals. Raisin Bran's pretty good. Man. I don't even know what to say with it. It really sucks. Hey, Renee and Mitch. It was Mitch's birthday, wasn't it? It's not all good, but I'm glad you keep on keeping on. What choice do we have, right? I don't know. Sometimes you have to you have to live with the shitty hand you're dealt. I can tell you, like, that's one of the things I used to, when I first was diagnosed, I would write a list of things that things that are worse. And going to jail was one of them, right? There's plenty of other diseases I had on the list. Yeah, going to jail was certainly one of them. I think that's a valuable service, William. I've always really appreciated my hookups. And most of them have been pretty decent blokes, too. I think I'm pretty empathetic, indeed. Hey, Elliot, Alex Coulson. I wish him another happy birthday for. I think I said happy birthday before, but we were just talking about how it's shitty. Like, if you got a felony on your record, you can't travel and can't do all this shit, and then I was saying how when I was first diagnosed with HIV, like, I was so miserable and felt so sorry for myself. And I wrote a list, or made a list in my head at least, of things that were worse than it. How it could be, things could be worse, and at least this didn't happen. And going to jail was on that list. I don't think that's a good idea, Travis. I'm not an expert on hemorrhoids, but I wouldn't put a rubber band on your hemorrhoid. I don't know. I'd say Pixar didn't happen through sexual contact. James asked, how did I contract HIV? I like to say I'm pretty empathetic, Bo. That's what made me a good psych nurse, too. I like to say I took a calculated risk, but it was just poorly calculated. Felonies can be expunged. Have you ever looked into that, William? I don't know how you do that and how you qualify for that. So no, like, back to the poorly calculated risk. When I learned about HIV in the past, one of the things I learned was that the most risky form of sex is the receptive anal sex. So I always made a guy wear a condom if he fucked me. But in my mind, that being the riskiest form, it meant the other forms were less risky. And so, like, there was more than one time, I would say 5 or 6 times, that guy didn't want me to use a condom, and I didn't use a condom. And I think it was one of those times is when I fucked a guy and he probably had HIV and wasn't taking his medication, or didn't, for whatever reason. And dang it to heck. So then, and now I learned, if I would just take the HIV into the Google search box rather than, like, relying on my poor calculations of risk in my head, I could have learned that there was a pill I could take that prevents HIV. I could have learned that, like, what's really, like, what really matters is if someone is taking medication. Their viral load is what really is the biggest factor in whether is the biggest risk factor. Like if someone has a really high viral load, there's a much greater risk, regardless of what type of sex you're having. And if somebody's taking their medication and has an undetectable viral load, you could fuck all day long and never ever catch HIV from that person. And I don't know, that's why when I talk about dispelling ignorance, like on the show, like the ignorance I want to dispel is my own ignorance, the things that I like to teach people, what I would have wanted to know before I contracted HIV. And I would have wanted to know about the pill that prevents it, and I would have wanted to know that I didn't have to be afraid of people with HIV. And yeah. David DeSantis, hello. I said viral load. Is that funny? Chris says, all I want to do is sleep, but my mind won't shut off, and my sleep, that sucks. That sucks. John says, bless you, brother, you'll be okay. You learn no matter what you do, you learn. Yeah, we were just talking about that the other night. Was it last night? Because somebody said, basically said they hoped, and they meant it probably in the best light they could, but they said that basically like they hope that I learned my lesson, and or just learn to be more safe, right? And I just think what was I gonna say? I just think there's lots of ways to keep yourself safe, and there's so much. I don't even know. Love you too, David. Chris, well, I'm glad I could be of some comfort. John says, to each is to your own. I know I can't think of how they actually say that phrase, but to each their own. Yeah, you're a good dude. Whatever, live your own life. Thank you, sir. Elaine says, oh no, I've been up most of the night and can't cope. God bless you, sweetheart. This is where all the insomniacs hang out. I'm poor for sleep hygiene. Here I am, keeping you all awake. I love you too, David. Has this pill been proven to work? PrEP, the pre-exposure prophylaxis, yes, it's proven to be highly effective. It's works similarly to birth control in that the more compliant you are with the medication, the better it works. Like if you miss doses, the efficacy of it goes down. It's up to 99% effective. There have been, I don't know, like 3 cases out of the hundreds of thousands of people that I think 3 that contracted a form of the virus or were exposed to a form of the virus that was resistant to the medication. Because what PrEP does, the pill that it's the same medications that people receive to treat HIV, but they're given and beforehand, so you give the pills, the medication that prevents HIV to a person before they're exposed to it, and if they're taking the pill that treats HIV well, and they are exposed to the virus, the virus can never take hold. the pill that people take, or this is the same pill that people with HIV take to treat HIV, and there are there are a certain number of people that have a resistance to one of the, because it's more than one drug in the pill, and so there's like 3 people that contracted a form of the virus that was resistant. But that speaks almost more to its success than its failure, because it's prevented countless infections. In some places, my statistics are old now, but like in some places like San Francisco, where they really have gotten the message out, like where up to 80% of the gay population is on PrEP, the rates of infection have plummeted. But I'm happy to report that U equals U, undetectable equals untransmissible, is even more effective than PrEP. Like, so someone like me who's living with HIV, because my viral load is undetectable, I'm not contagious, I can't transmit the virus, and there's never been a single documented case of a person that has an undetectable viral load transmitting the virus to their sexual partner. And they've done really long-term studies. Like there was one 8-year study, like 3 2-year studies. And they followed between them, like thousands more, like probably 2, 3, maybe even 4,000 couples, and couples like my wife and I. The one person is living with HIV, and the other person is HIV negative. And they followed these thousands of people, thousands of couples for 8 years, 2 years, depending on which study. And they, at the end of those studies, they concluded that not a single person living with HIV not a single person participating in the study transmitted the virus to their partner. And there's probably I think between the studies, 150,000 documented anal sex acts between somebody living with HIV, condomless anal sex acts between somebody living with HIV and their partner. And the partner couldn't be taking the preventative pill, like the pill that prevents HIV. And 0. So I can't report that PrEP, the pill that prevents it, I can't report that's 100% effective. It's highly effective, up to 99% effective if you take it correctly. But not 100%. But U equals U, that's 100%. You could fuck me bareback all day long, all night long, all day the next day, never catch HIV from me. And yeah, I can say there's no risk. PrEP, I can't say that about, but I'd still recommend it. I feel like I'm not getting my words out the way I'd like to. I hope I'm being understood. Cornflakes, eh? I'm okay with cornflakes. Yeah, I too, Chris, I have chronic suicidal ideation. I think about it every day. But I think, lots of people suffer with chronic suicidal ideation. But for me, I know when it's getting worse, and when I should probably start reaching out to get some help. I'm on a road trip, Mickey Harris. I am here in Duluth, Minnesota. We were this is we're heading home tomorrow. First we're gonna stop at the Mall of America, but we were up by the Boundary Waters in Ely, Minnesota for the first 5 days of our trip. But yeah, so that's why, and then be home soon though. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not a fun thing to feel that low, that and but just like for me, suicidal ideation is like this, like it's like a trail that that's worn really really well in my brain. Like it's just like this thing I keep doing over and like a trail through the woods. Like the more you go down it, the more like worn it is. Like it's like this similar in my brain. Like I think about it so often, it just like my brain just travels down that path so easily. It's like the first thing it comes at. And it's really hard to divert myself off of it. It's like almost like a habit. And yeah, I think safety. I know safety is really important. I think if somebody is feeling unsafe, they're actively planning a suicide attempt or something like that, you can always reach out for help. You can call 911. It's a medical emergency. That's what I would tell people if they were calling, asking. You can always seek help at the ER, and then and for a lot of people that don't have insurance, it's not a very attractive option. Like going deep into debt is not it's not going to help with depression. I don't know. I wish there were easier answers. I don't know. I just wish there were more support for people. That's why I worked on the psych unit. I just I felt like there was so little we did for them. People come in and they're homeless. Their spouses abuse them. Their families abandoned them. They're suffer with more organic brain brain disorders like schizophrenia and psychosis, where they can't take care of themselves, and we throw a few pills on top, at them, and then give them a break from whatever that is for like a few days, maybe they're lucky a week, and then we just kick them out the door back into the fucking I don't know, like this snake pit that life is. Yeah, I just, and I don't know. It just sucks how much people have to suffer. And how, I don't know, just how as a society we just turn a blind eye to it. Oh, he's still getting enjoyment out of life, William. That's good. Everybody has a different path with dementia. I used to work on a Alzheimer's facility, CBRF, but there are 50 people with Alzheimer's there, and some people, it was it was like they were probably happier than they've ever been. And their family report that too. My dad used to be an asshole, but now he's the sweetest pie, right? And somehow, I think it's the one part, like the guy was insightful enough to say that, I forgot what I was mad at. Just and then for other people, it's just really scary and confusing, and they just start to distrust everyone, so yeah, I think for some people it's a lot more traumatic than others. As John says, Jason's kind of speaking to it. I struggle to be okay being alive too, and I'm usually by myself. I had some life support with my mom 5 weeks ago, but she left today. She'll be back to visit again in a month, but I'm sad and hope I'll be okay till she's back to check on me again. I'm glad she's paying attention now. I'm glad she's there too, Nishala. I'm sorry that you don't have that support right now, but I hope it's comforting knowing that she'll come back though. And my sister, she's been checking in on me lately too, which is has been really, really nice. She's been checking in on me with texts. I had really felt estranged from a lot of my family, and it's really, I don't know, I really have been appreciating it. Chances my dad's Parkinson's, mom's Alzheimer's. It's doable nowadays. It's painful. It's tragic, especially for family. I mean, it's tragic all around. I'd smoke a joint with you too, Chris. Elaine, are you eating cornflakes? Because it's refreshing to forget all your troubles sometimes. Euphoria. Well, it's a nightmare you can't wake up from. I'm in a hotel. My family's sleeping out there. So I'm filming in the bathroom. I tried to go down to the fitness center, but it was a big fan blowing. And there was music playing too, and the music was the killer. I couldn't film with music playing in the background, because then the show would get deleted for violating copyright law. It's there. Good night, Jessica Tupper Gibbs. Hey, Sherry Billings. You're welcome, Nishala. Thank you for sharing. No artwork. Nope. Minimalist design, I guess. Eric says, Eric, the supporter is in the house. Eric Taylor, thank you for your support. Eric said, I just let go from a job because of my sleep disorder. That sucks, man. We are a right to work state, so I can't even retaliate. That sucks even fucking worse. I'm looking for work, enjoying cooking for my roommates, so that's some solace. Oh, I'm really sorry, Eric. And don't feel bad if you have to cancel your subscription, man, or your supporter badge. It sucks. To be out, I don't know, I haven't had an income for quite a while now, and I don't know, it's shitty, so You take care of yourself, man. Because your voice has helped me fall asleep. I know, terrible. Just don't talk about buttholes again tonight. Well, Travis keeps talking about his hemorrhoids. I don't know. We'll see. Try to accommodate, but no promises. John, music was never a big part of my life, growing up, but I do appreciate it now. Thank you for sharing the show, Elaine Catherine Finnegan. Spread me like a virus. Not like butt cheeks, because then we'll end up talking about buttholes again. You started it. You tell me not to talk about buttholes, and then I'm just going to be thinking about buttholes now. Damn it to heck. Mickey, you brought this upon yourself. Perks you right up. Buttholes perk you right up, huh, Mickey? I probably could say the same. Cheers. Travis says, is it true people put money in the Bibles at hotels for other Christians? I heard that the other day. Never heard that before, but sometimes I write there is no God in Bibles at hotels on the front page and the back page. And sometimes I'll write something about FSM too. I'm glad you're here too, Eric. Why do they call it a blowjob? When you don't blow, you suck. I don't mind if somebody blows on it for a little bit, but I don't know. It's a good question. Cher says, I'm not good at the moment. I'm a spousal abuse survivor, rape survivor. My mom lives 300 miles away. Haven't seen her for 2 years. Not in touch with any other family. I have one friend who I see very rare. The isolation and loneliness is kicking my ass at the moment. Just me and the girls. It's really rough, Cher. I've had a lot of trauma myself, and I can empathize with rape and living with a real asshole, and I think my point, I guess, is like I've been doing this therapy and going to the hospital, and it's just like just my diagnosis was really traumatizing too, and isolating, and the trauma, I think, induces isolation too. It just makes you want to shut the world out. Like the world, it feels safer behind, inside of yourself. It feels safe, not to be vulnerable and expose yourself to others. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is I didn't realize how much the trauma was affecting me, and like once I start to face it, it's just really overwhelming. And anyway, I'm just sorry, Cher, that you have to deal with all that. And I'm glad you found us to hang out with. I feel like the show can be woefully inadequate. I wish we all could just hang out and for real. Not really, because that would be really, I would have a lot of anxiety if we did that. Big group of people, and that would just be awful. I wish I could hang out one-on-one with you all at the same time. Somehow, I wish we could do that. Oh my goodness. Cheers, John. Quick, go check it. There's a Bible. Of course, there's a Bible. I'm clean as a whistle. Come blow me. Oh, blowjobs always make me smile. I got one just before the show started. Travis says it's called a blowjob because you get blow for the job. Sometimes that's true. Thank you for being kind to share. It really does. You're talking about trauma sucking. Eric says, I've been thinking for a bit. We need a Facebook group. You ever think of starting one? Not to only make announcements, but to have a support group when you aren't online, so we can get together. You ever use Discord? Well, like a Facebook chat group, because we do have there's the Facebook group Dang Nation. You know, it doesn't get utilized probably the way it could be, and I don't invest the energy and time into. I did invest all my time and energy just doing the show, and I'm not good at I'm not good at setting boundaries. I'm not good at like making rules and enforcing rules and chastising people that aren't following the rules, and I don't like conflict. I'd rather avoid it, so that's why I don't really administrate the group the way it should be administrated. And we did have in the early days, we used to have a Facebook chat group through Messenger, Facebook Messenger group. Used to share a lot of nudes and stuff. That was fun. But then, I think then people started doing body shaming and being cruel to one another and starting fights, and then it was I shut it down. It scares me to do that again. Like I said, I really hate conflict. Because I wrote a paper last week about psychoeducation, about diagnosis. It can be cumbersome for the person and family. You have to learn healthy ways to cope, stay strong. Diagnoses are really difficult, I'm still trying to clarify my diagnosis, but I think, but in the end, I think it almost doesn't matter, right? Because it is no matter what you have, it's learning ways to cope, and coping mechanisms are at least similar, probably for most mental illness. Massive gangbang. The 420 orgy extravaganza, April 20th, 2020. The 420 orgy extravaganza, that's my plan. John says, I was on life support for 2 weeks, January 7th, 2018. Just getting back. Finally have faith, Jason. Well, John, I'm glad you made it through that. That's really scary. Most people that get on life support probably don't make it, right? I don't know if that statistic is true or not. But it's not good regardless. you couldn't hang out with me. I'm a nymph. Is that like nymphomaniac? We couldn't just hang out. We'd have sex. I could hang out. I didn't bring D's nuts to the hotel. D's nuts. No, I should have though. I could do that, Eric, but then, oh my gosh. Well, I probably wouldn't do it for the page because it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. It's got people can say whatever they want on my videos, really, and I don't do much moderation, and I'm okay with it right the way it is right now. And it's been actually, people have been really respectful lately, so it hasn't even been an issue. But I could maybe add moderated, or just like, I don't know, I feel like it's this conflict waiting to happen. And I don't know, I guess I'm just like, I don't know, I'm a control freak, I think. I just, I wouldn't want to choose people, right? Because then, I don't know, it feels like I'm picking favorites or something. I just like to do everything myself. Well, Nishala, that's the other thing. Like, I think, with a big chat group, like, it's basically not public. If you, like, I don't know, like, people can just get nasty sometimes, like, and vindictive, and I'm not saying it would happen, but it could. People could screenshot or whatever. Oh, which group is that, John? If you want to share. We are on vacation, Alicia. Hey, Ace. Yeah, I'm in a hotel. In the hotel bathroom. I'm okay. Yeah, I just, I'll consider the chat group, though. I'll consider the chat. That could be fun again. I enjoyed it when we had it, but it just blew up in my face, though. Just like certain level, like we all want, want attention, right? We all want to feel like people care, and like to feel like people like us, and all of that's normal, Like, and I always feel this too. Like, I don't know if other people feel this, but I always want everybody to love me best, right? I want I want to be everybody's favorite person, and after, like, but then I had a realization, like, that that was a really unfair thing to want, because it's something I couldn't reciprocate. I can't, if I want to be everybody's favorite person, I can't, everybody can't be my favorite person, right? And so I changed it in my head. Like, I don't want to be everybody's favorite person. I just want everybody to love each other as much as they can, right? Everybody to love one another. But like, I think what happens sometimes, and what I saw happen in the last group is, people like vying for control of the group, like be the one that has the most attention, or like the whatever, and and starts getting hurt feelings, and then hurt feelings turn into anger, and then anger turns into people lashing out, and then people are saying, why don't you block this person, and then the other person says, why don't you block that person, and I'm like, I don't want to get in the middle of this, and I just like to stay. This is like I just stay in my bed and never leave. That's my plan. Every day you're getting better, John. It's like a new reality. It would be really a new reality to adjust to. I'm sorry that it happened to you. A new disability would be really difficult, but I'm glad you're getting better. My shoes are dry. Yay. I took back those other shoes, returned them. Oh, Nishjala. Yeah, I hope that made sense. I didn't sound like an asshole. I think, I don't know. I would hurt people's feelings if I chose admins, and people would be hurt because they weren't chosen. I know that would happen. And I don't want that. I don't know. I want to be fair to people, and I don't know. Alicia, where are you going? A group like this, as I suffer from anxiety and depression. I am going to think about this chat group, because maybe it's worth a shot again. I think things have been really going well in the show. There hasn't been the trolling has gone way down, actually, and I don't know, we could give it a shot. Okay, sounds good. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but yeah, go ask away. I'd love to meet you too, Elaine. One of the taglines of the show, and has been for a long time, is this opposite of Timothy Leary's, like Timothy Leary had tune in, what is it? He had tune in, turn on, and drop out. Tune in, turn on, and drop out. On this show, I say tune out, like tune out of your Facebook, tune out of this show, turn off your Facebook turn off your Facebook accessing device, and drop into the echo chamber. Make the social experiment real. Someone else could always start a fans of Jason group that isn't directly affiliated to the page, or under Jason's name responsibility. That is not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all. It'd be flattering that to have that would be flattering, actually, maybe. And not like for it not to be directly affiliated would be kind of nice, like, because then people wouldn't be able to blame me. That's my biggest thing. I just want to take the blame. Eric says they're on late where I'm from. Free love, says Alicia. Elaine says I'm in the UK, so hard to catch a hold of Jason. Oh, maybe sometime I'll get over there. I've only been there once, and maybe I'll go back. Facebook wars are everywhere. All right, Danny Snow, I know. See the fireworks all the time. Keeping it here the way it works. Angels votes for keeping things the way they are. New Balance are my favorite too. I've had a pair of the 990 series. Pretty much every pair of shoe I've had since I was 21 have been a version of these 990s, except for a couple pair of Keens. Like more of an outdoor shoe, slip-on shoe kind of thing. But what I like about New Balance is they come in different widths. And I was wearing too narrow of shoes for most of my, like for the first 20 years of my life or whatever. And then it was like eureka when I tried these. It was like walking on a cloud. Hey, Colleen. It's hard not to feel bad all the time. I try though. Disney World. Oh, that sounds fun. Danny says, as if you need to deal with petty squabbles and groups on Facebook. You have enough to deal with. Grown adults cannot accept this sort of stuff, then they clearly don't have your best interests at heart. Yeah, it is true. I didn't show to become a babysitter. It's true. But I always encourage, I don't want to minimize like the effects of like bullying and things like that. I don't want to be like just dismiss like people's complaints, but I just encourage people to take it upon themselves to do the blocking and like me not blocking people is not me condoning their behavior. There's I'm just rambling now. I don't know. John says, you should. We could all use the group. I'm in that streams you. Like I said, I will think about it. Mickey says, you have to understand everyone is offended by everything. Once you get that, it's easy to run a Facebook group. Like I said, I don't deal with conflict very well. Michelle said, I run a group of about 7,000 people, but it's based on this really positive, socially conscious musician. So drama is super rare. Well, that's good. I think it'd be nice to know you guys are all in one place if needed anytime. It sounds like everybody's not really wants this. I will. I'll think about it. I will. Hello, Margarita. Hey, Colleen Hudson. Someday, Cher. Someday, hopefully I'll make it. I'll try, Elaine. Yes, she is. Cher is in the UK. That's just the new... I don't know, the way Facebook does it now. And automatically, the chat disappears so you can see the screen, I guess. That's really, Travis says, I came to troll Jason and ended up becoming a supporter not long ago. Thank you for the support too, Travis. I really appreciate it. I don't know if I told you this already, probably have. I call myself the Troll Whisperer. Come to troll and actually start giving me money. That's hilarious. It's really funny. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate, and I take it, like, when trolls, like, when I convert a troll, I take it as high praise, right? I don't know. I always like to convert a skeptic, I guess. I think it feels good. Mickey says, can you tell me a bedtime story? I need to doze back off. Where's your book of crude organic nursery rhymes of the Black Plague? I like that one. I know some by heart. I don't have the book with me. Which ones could I do? Jean says, Jason, you seem like such a humble and loving soul. You have an awesome personality and a free spirit, down to earth. I would love to meet you. Love and hugs to you from me, all the way from North Carolina. Right back at you. The Troll Whisperer. I'm not going to be able to share. Says, I'm in Leicestershire. Leicestershire. That's aliens in Essex. I like the meme. It's that dude in like a hoodie, bald-headed dude. I don't know, like what. I like it, like the memes with him. I forget what they call those memes. Anyway, like friendly stoner dude or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, there's one of they use that picture and says, talks to trolls and negotiates safe passage for all 3 Billy Goats Gruff. Danny's in Surrey, London. Let's see. Hickory dickory dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1. The mouse ran down. Hickory dickory dock. Let's see. Ding dong bell. Pussy's in the well. Who put her in? Little Tommy Stout. Who pulled her out? Wait, that's not right. What a naughty boy was that to try to drown poor Pussycat, who did nothing wrong but killed mice in his father's barn. Something like that. Leicestershire. Leicestershire. I knew that. I was just testing you, Danny. Galleons in Deltona, Florida. What else? I'll do This Is the House that Jack Built. I always do that one in. This is the house that Jack built. This is the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the cow with a crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with a crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with a crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the priest all shaven and shorn that married the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the farmer that sowed the corn, that fed the cock, that crowed in the morn, that woke the priest all shaven and shorn, that married the man all tattered and torn, that kissed the maiden all forlorn, that milked the cow with the crumpled horn, that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. That's a really old one. It dates back from the 1600s or something. That one is a good story. Murderous nursery rhymes of animal maulings. But let's see. I know Little Dapple Gray. Let's see. Little Dapple Gray. Oh, something about I lent him to a lady, whipped him and slashed him and ran him through the mire. Now I wouldn't lend for all the ladies hire. I don't know. Something. The cemetery workers prefer the graveyard shift. I think for a cemetery worker, every shift is a graveyard shift. But otherwise, I don't think they work overnight. Well, if you search popular nursery rhymes and Jennifer, Mulheron, Mullherin, I think, Mulheron. She's the editor. If I had my book, I'd read you more, Alicia. I've got the best nursery rhyme book, and it gives a little blurb that tells the history of or just anecdotes about the nursery rhyme, which really makes it interesting. And like some of the nursery rhymes that only a small part of it will be commonly recited, and there'll be full versions of it. I really love that book too, Nishtjala. Used to have a copy of it when I was a kid. My mom used to read to me from it. Super cool. Once there was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. And when she was good, she was very, very good. But when she was bad, she was horrid. Danny Snow, a supporter in the house. Thank you for your support. That's so cool. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Let's see what. Something. And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Elaine says, how old are you? I don't mind at all. I'm 40 years old. Next time I'm at home, Alicia, I'll read more to you. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells. Something, I don't know. Yeah, there's all kinds of new badges too. I've seen milestone follower and anniversary follower and just follower. This is like Jason is a social scientist acoustic edition. Elaine says I look great. Well, shucks, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I've got a baby face underneath all this hair. That eyebrow hair is turning white though. Do you see that? Can you see that? And pretty maidens all in a row. The set of tubes inside. Ah, that's right, Travis. I forgot that Travis asked that. What do they call it a TV set when you only have one? The scar right here, when I was like, I don't remember it. I just remember the story. I was probably 3 or 4, and my sister, she's like 12 years older than me, so she was like 15 or 16, probably more like 15, and her and her friend took me to walk to this school, and I was playing with the swing set, and I took the swing and I pushed it away from me, and it swung back and hit me in the head. I guess I was bleeding, and she had to carry me, and I was covered in blood. I don't remember. Good eye though, good eye. Peas, hot porridge. See, I don't know that one. I don't remember one. But Polly put the kettle on. Polly put the kettle on. Polly put the kettle on. We'll all have tea. Suki, take it off again. Suki, take it off again. Suki, take it off again. They've all gone away. Good, I'm glad you can finally sleep. Polly is a pet name for what? I forget, and Suki for Susan. Polly is a pet name for Mary, maybe? I don't know. I don't know why that would be. And Suki for Susan. Parrot? Polly want a cracker? I don't think it was Pollyanna. It was something weird. It was like, I forget what it is. Polly not going to do that. Well, Polly will. Nick says, "What up, dude?" It's the ceiling, man. This is the ceiling. How are you? What do you do when you discover an endangered animal that eats only endangered plants? I don't know. I think they're both screwed. Angel J. Morgan. Here we go round. Here we go round. The mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. I don't know. Is that right? I'm fairly well. Nick, thank you. I guess I would try to work on strategies that help both breeding and, I don't know, whatever you do to plants. You don't breed them, but you grow them, I guess. You grow more. Yeah, we're on our way home now. We're in Duluth, Minnesota. And we're going to stop at the Mall of America tomorrow and then head home from there. We all fall down. Something about posies. No, it's not actually, though. It's not about the plague. People think that, but if I had my book, I could tell you about it. And Mary, Mary, quite contrary, that's not about torture devices either. It is the biggest mall in America. They have like an aquarium and roller coaster rides and I don't know what all else. They've got the biggest ring around the posies, but that's not about the plague either. I know they're aware that I do the show. They don't. Travis says, "Does your family think you're talking to yourself in the bathroom?" No, I don't think they can hear me. I did a test thing beforehand when Laura was awake, and I'm like, "Can you hear me?" She said it was fine. Miss Polly had a dolly that was 666, so she called for the doctor to come quick, quick, quick. I don't know that one. That sounds fun though. It sounds vaguely familiar actually. Mickey's gonna roll a joint, smoke it, and then go to sleep. You've been having sleep for a while now, I bet you. I'm keeping you up. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. I think if I'm remembering right, it says something about how it's not true, but it's become such a it's become known and I forget, like it's become so commonly known to be the case that it something, I forget, I can't phrase it the way they did. The doctor came with his bag and hat and he knocked on the door with a rat-a-tat-tat. It's fun. Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop, and when the wind blows, the cradle will rock. And and when what's that? And when the cradle will rock, and down will come baby, cradle and all. Let's see what I can sing the songs I sing to the boys. It's been a while. Let's see. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. What's the one that mentions every time a hearse goes by, did you ever think you're going to die? I don't know that one. Let's see. What else? Why can't I think of them? I think it's because I'm on the spot. Fuck me. Oh. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it went right to my head. Oh, wherever I may roam, be it land or sea or foam, you'll always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home. Be kind to your web-footed friends. Let's see. Be kind to your web-footed friends, for a duck may be somebody's mother. Be kind to your friends in the swamp, where the weather's very, very damp, very damp. Well, you may think that this is the end. Well, it is. Dale knows from the job, but I didn't know until I was like 30 years old, 35 years old. I didn't know that song was from Jaws. So my mom would just sing it to me at night. And then I wrote it out on a Facebook post, and somebody's like, "That's from Jaws, isn't it?" And I was like, that may well be so. My mom loved horror movies. Dale says, this has been an outlet for a while. It'd be cool if you sing Jess a song. My pleasure. I wish I had my nursery rhyme book. Mickey says, Jaws caused me a lot of trauma, gave me a phobia. No joke. Oh, that sucks, man. So no ocean for you, huh? It warped Alicia too, but she enjoyed it. The space between the eyes is the width of an eye. I wonder. I know I want to go get my my interpupillary distance, the distance between my pupils, measured. Because for virtual reality, you put that number is important, I guess. Purple People Leader. My mom and dad used to have a 50s CD with different 50s songs on it. Had that. Hello, Harper. Have a good night's sleep. My kids are already sleeping. one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. Sure looks good to me. We had to watch it after a complaint to my parent that they were always watching secret movies. So they let us watch one night. It was Jaws. Dang it, the heck. Yeah, Puff. That's a sad song. Puff the Magic Dragon. Yeah, I don't know. I can't sing that. I don't know the words. Let's see, what else did I sing? Uh-oh, the battery's running low. I think I'm gonna wrap it up pretty soon. Some talks about in the nursery rhyme book something about Old Bailey judges still, I don't know what Old Bailey judge is, but whoa, still use, like, still have those, like, something to smell, something, I don't know. I'm just on vacation, Dale. But we're just doing the set on Fridays and Saturday nights, I think, for a while. But you don't have to apologize. You're welcome anytime, but never have to feel bad about missing. I think I'm gonna wrap up the show now. Collecting potties. I don't know if I'm collecting potties or not. It sounds messy. All right. Anybody have any questions? Any answers? Before I take this pill? Yeah, the mall is tomorrow. We went to the a bear, I don't know, the North American Bear Center or something. Like, we saw some bears being fed, and then we saw some at the International Wolf Foundation or something like that. We saw some wolves being fed, and thanks, Mickey. And then it was the boundary waters between Canada and Minnesota. We took a canoe tour and portage between a few different lakes and saw some Native American pictographs and like a bog that had a bunch of carnivorous plants. Had a good time. And then the wolves weren't hungry though. They threw a dead beaver in there and they didn't eat it. Just one of them looked at it for a second. Bank holiday, you need to get to the bank too? Dang it to heck. Thank you. Mama G, it was nice to see you. Oh yeah, you bet. I'll do the premise, Dale. Busy. Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. I'm glad we're going. We also went to Lake Superior today, into the North Shore of Lake Superior. Anyway, hey Damo, good to see you. All right, Jess, And who is Jess anyway? Welcome, Jess. So Jess, I don't know if you're wondering what the show is about or if Dale's already told you. Hey, Rebecca Nelson, Walden Law, but people often do wonder what the show is about. The premise is deceptively simple. I take my HIV medication live on the Book of Face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers. I do so in order to embrace stigma, dispel ignorance, and find support. After 1,012 pills, after 1,012 shows, a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. The bells, bows, and other people, the people that come back night after night and give me their most valuable resource, their time. To me, that's the most significant thing that's risen up and around and about the show. The community. Therein lies the support that I was looking for. But a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. Ding dong bell, boy does she knell, hell, I mean, heck! This show has it all. I like to say that it is Cloud Atlas and that it incorporates at least 600 years of entertainment, with Edward R. Murrow's radio broadcasts on record and cylinders played on the 19th century, Edison home phonograph, along with a nursery rhyme book from my childhood containing woodcut illustrations from the 15th century. Doing okay, Rebecca, thanks. It is, in a sense, also The Matrix. In a previous iteration of the show, I created something I call the Rainbow Tunnel, in which I harness the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, funneling them through a series of warp nacelles, creating a static warp bubble, and a subsequent singularity. Danny and Elaine, come visit me. Singularity, punching a hole through the fourth wall, across the multiverse, and into the source. The show now takes place in an echo chamber created by me that serves as a way station between our reality and the source. I don't expect lay people to fully understand, as this is advanced social science. Yeah, so the show is also like an old-timey variety show, Carol Burnett style, mixed with the merry melody of Looney Tunes and a measure of Mork and Mindy, a dash of Mr. Ed, and two doses of Alice in Wonderland, a helping of Hee Haw, heaps of Benny Hill, a hint of the Highlander, tons of the Twilight Zone, a tincture of Teen Wolf, ow, ow, an ounce of Oz, a cup of Creep Show and Castaway, a quart of Quantum Leap, and a gallon of Gilligan's Island is a 4-hour show and a 4-hour tour, piles of Pee-wee's Playhouse, a pinch of Peter Pan, a pound of Popeye, I am what I am, a whole block of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and a ration of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Come up to the lab, see what's on the slab. I can see you shiver with anticipation. Touch me, I want to be dirty, thrill me, chill me, full, fill me, creature of the night, an undone Benjamin Button, a corny ear of Dumbo, a college try of I Spy, a couple of raw strokes of Bob Ross. This is talent, thank you, Elaine, I don't know, a couple of raw strokes of Bob Ross, a spoon full of Mary Poppins and the full Monty Python. Finally lump in Rick and Morty with a liter of I Love Lucy in the Sky with diamonds and wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. You've got the show. Everything is out of place and out of time here, including and especially me. April will always be pregnant. Harambe will always be ready for her high fives. The first and the second coming will always be risen with the Obamas getting blowjobs from the Woodies. The Supermen and their boners will always be spinsters and sempstresses working the sweatshop. The twin towers will always stand with Lady Liberty. You will have their MTV. Pigs will fly. Disco and dance will reign like men did in the days of old. I write nightly the future history of anachronism for your future children and your elderly grandparents. May they enjoy it now and time immemorial. If I'd have people take only one thing away from this show, it would be the knowledge that HIV is preventable. If you're HIV negative, there's a once-a-day pill you can take. They call it PrEP, or pre-exposure prophylaxis. The pill is Truvada, and if you're HIV negative, you take it once a day, and it works like a highly effective chemical condom. It prevents HIV. But if you're already HIV positive like me, treatment is prevention. By taking my medication every day and maintaining an undetectable viral load, it makes it so I'm not contagious. U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmissible. You could fuck me bareback all day long, and all night long too, and all day the next day, and never catch HIV from me. It's a brave new world. The future is now, and it's 1969. Free love. Woo! All right. So, pill number 1012. 1012, swallowed live on the Book of Face. All day long, because I'm a stallion, Alicia. All day long. Pill number 1012. We are robot. Down the hatch. It's gone. It's gone. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for sharing your time with me and your stories and your kindness and your concern. I don't know. Thank you for being there for each other and for me. And I love you all. Yeah. Thanks again. Come back tomorrow. I'll have more ideas for you. And you'll have things you want to talk about. And so will I. But alas, now it's time to say goodbye. Mwah.